Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be going over my everyday makeup routine. This is going to be very simple. It's going to be very light, pretty minimal, not like 3 products minimal, but minimal and perfect for an everyday situation. Let's get right into it. So I always start off with the brows, and for me, that is the brow tint pen. This is the best, in my opinion. I use the shade Espresso. It's not only great for filling in like sparse areas, but it also helps to fill in the brow, and it makes everything look very natural, quite subtle, so that your brows don't look boxy or they don't look overly done. They look a little bit more on the natural side. And if I feel like I've overdone it, as I clearly have right here, I just go in with the brow spoolie and just soften it up. Now for lashes, I'm going with the Essence I Love Crazy Volume Mascara. This one will definitely give your lashes a lot of volume. And for an everyday, it's perfect for me because I'm not necessarily wearing any kind of eyeshadow all over the lid, but I still want my eyes to pop. And this is going to help us do just that. So I usually go in with 1 to 2 coats, just depending on time constraints, honestly. But even with just the one layer of mascara, like the one coat, look at this. It gives such volume, not necessarily a lot of length, but volume, it's there. I mean, you know, before, after, you can clearly see the difference. Now, moving on to the face, I do want to brighten the under eye area, and I also want to neutralize the under eye darkness. I don't completely want to get rid of it, especially for like an everyday situation. I don't always look to completely conceal my dark circles, but I do want to look a little bit more refreshed and a bit more like I got 8 hours of sleep. You know what I mean? Especially because of the allergies that I've been having lately. It always seems to make my under eyes a little bit darker than they otherwise would be. And so color correcting is kind of a must right now. Of course, I'm going in with my Smashbox Becca color corrector in the shade medium, just applying a little bit of that before moving on to concealer and then foundation. Now, after correcting, I go in with concealer, and for an everyday type of concealer, these have been my go-to lately. This is the new Tarte Shape Tape Radiant, which does provide a more, of course, a radiant finish, and it gives you kind of like a medium, high medium coverage, just depending on what you apply on top of it, or depending on how you color correct beforehand, or depending on the severity of the under eye darkness that you perhaps may have. And the Tower 28 concealer serum is exactly the same, but I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence as far as like which one really conceals more than the other. I love them both. I really have been reaching for these a lot for an everyday makeup situation. For today though, I'm going to go with the newest addition to my concealer collection, which is the Shape Tape Radiant. So I'm using the shade 35N, which is 35 medium. And I'm just concentrating the product on areas that need concealing and brightening the most. So just blending this out along the inner corner here before moving on to setting this in place. And I'm going to set the under eye area with my Trip and Smooth setting powder from Oma Beauty. This one's in the shade Translucent. Just grabbing a little brush to set the under eyes before moving on to foundation. Now for foundation, this has been my favorite. As you can clearly see, I hardly ever hit pan on a lot of what I own, but this is how you know and how you can tell that something has just like really worked for me. This is from Lawless. It is their powder foundation in the shade medium. So just lightly applying this onto the entire face. I like it because it's not heavy. It keeps your skin looking like skin, just a more filtered, more even version of your skin, you know? It's not heavy, it wears so well all day long. It does not crease, it does not cake, it just looks gorgeous on the skin. Now on days like today where I do want a little bit of extra coverage and a little bit more brightening underneath the eyes, that's when I'll grab my Bare Minerals concealer in the shade Summer Bisque. It looks a bit deep, but trust me, it is not. And it's gonna look beautiful underneath the eyes. So I just grab it with a powder puff, shake off the excess, and this is what I use underneath the eyes, right here and right here, just for further coverage, or for additional coverage, I should say, and for this beautiful like brightening effect that this provides. So just go back and forth and blend it out. This is one product that you definitely don't want to just apply and kind of like walk away. I have found it that it works best and it looks best. It's best when you thoroughly blend it out. So just going back and forth with it. My eyes have been so itchy and watery lately. My goodness, it has been driving me insane. Anyway, going back with a little bit of foundation to blend this out, because now we have a very obvious line of brightening and foundation. Just want to blend those two things together. Next, bronzer. This has been my go-to because it has everything that I need in this little trio. This is from One Size. It is their Bronze and Sculpting Trio in the shade Made for Shade, which is like a medium shade. I usually grab the contour shade, like a little bit of contour shade, a little bit of the bronzing shade with like an angled brush. And I will start right here and just blend upward. And this is gonna give us that contour that we want along this part of the face to lift. And then I go back with a little bit of bronzer without the contour shade, and that I drag further up. And this is just going to give us a little bit of color so that our face doesn't look just so flat and one-dimensional. And then I go with the top color a little bit, and this is what I apply here along the temple. But I never bring it to the top of the head just because I don't have a lot of space. I mean, I literally have a 3-finger forehead, not even a forehead. And so I want to keep it out here so that it kind of elongates the face just a little bit. If I were to put it here, it'll just flatten my face even further. And I'm not looking to make my forehead appear even smaller. And for everyday makeup, I skip out on the blush a lot of the time, and I just stick with the bronzer. But if I do use blush, it's going to be something very, very light and minimal, like this one from Essence. This is their Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Shimmery Rose. So just grabbing a little bit of that, and I place it here along cheekbone, kind of like overlapping the bronzer a little bit. This isn't going to give us much color, which is fine for every day, at least for me, but it is going to give us a little bit of a subtle kiss of color, a subtle touch. And it's also going to give us a little bit of a highlighting situation along the cheeks because it is a baked blush. Now I stick with the trio, and you guys know I never feel like a look is complete, even if it's like a simple everyday look, unless I apply something along my lower lashes. And so I just take a tiny little blending brush. I grab a little bit of the bronzing shade, and this is going to go here right underneath the eye. And it also helps to like blend the inner corners of the mobile lid area, because I do tend to get concealer right there, right along the inner corner. And then finishing it off with a little bit of mascara along the lower lashes. All right, and last but not least, the lips. Now, depending on the day, I can go either really subtle or I can go a bit bold. Today, I'm kind of in between. So I'm gonna apply some of my Lawless Forget the Filler Definer Liner. This one is in the shade Nude Honey. I love this shade. I can wear it every day. And then I'm going to go in with a lipstick. This one is also from Lawless. This is in the shade Wedding Day, which is a pinky nude. I love the formula. It is super soft and pigmented. I'm not a really big lipstick girl, But let me tell you, these lipsticks have made me more of a lipstick girl. Now, on certain days, I'll just leave it like this, and that'll be more than enough. But today, we are going to top it off with a little bit of the Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Lip Smoothing Gloss, also from Lawless. This stuff is amazing. I could put it on top of any lip liner that I have, any lipstick that I have. It completely transforms the lips. And if you're someone like me who has a lot of texture on the lips, it helps to hide that. It's gorgeous. You see what I mean? It kind of hides the natural texture on the lips. It helps to bring everything together, and it just plumps them up a tiny bit. I like it a lot. And that is it. This will last me all day. I look nice, refreshed. My skin looks nice and even. I can go and run errands in this. I can do absolutely nothing in this. It just, depending on what's on the agenda for the day. So I hope you guys like it. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this quick everyday makeup tutorial and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to like, comment, and share, as those things go a long way here on YouTube. They help to support the channel, and I appreciate you all so much for doing that. As always, take care, my loves, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Bye.